Hi, welcome back to Christine's Home Affairs. I'm back again with another sales report. This time it's a 1-year analysis. I've collated all of the data for 2024 from January to December, and I also have a comparison to 2023. I find this data really interesting in figuring out what it is I need to be able to make for the year, where I'm going right and perhaps where I might be going wrong, and if any, which products do I need to stop making. I'm also going to tell you about my alterations service as well. For those that are new to the channel, what I do is rescue fabric. I make bags and all sorts of things out of the fabric that I rescue, and I also provide an alterations service in the small community that we live in. We have just over 2,000 people in our town, but we rely very heavily on tourists. My partner Chris and I, we have a second-hand store that we share together, and within that store we both have lots of other little avenues for providing an income for us. And the majority of mine is sewing related. So let's get straight into the top 10 products that I've sold for the past 12 months. We'll compare those figures with that of the year before, and also my alterations and what I'm changing in the store as well. There will be video links in the description below for each one of these products that I show you as well. So if you like them and you want to make them yourself, just head on down to the description and you'll find the links for the videos. Let's start with number 10. Coming in at number 10 are my crossbody bags. I have, I think, about 4 different variations in my crossbody bags, but these are the 2 top sellers. This one here just has a magnetic closure at the top, a little pocket on the inside, webbing for handles, and it's an adjustable strap. This one here has a pocket on the inside, but it also has a zipper at the top, and the handles are attached just at the top of the zip on each side of the bag. I think this one is my most popular bag, followed by the one with the magnetic snaps. They're all made out of upholstery fabric. 99% of what I make is made using rescued upholstery fabric that was going to landfill, but it was all new, clean product. So most of them are sample swatches. I sold 10 crossbody bags in the past 12 months, and that earned me $635. The price range for my crossbody bags is $30 to $40 each. The next thing on the list, which came in at number 9, are my chapstick holders. Now these are made out of scrap fabric, so these are just quilting cotton. They're mostly scraps from the linings that I use when I make my bags. Chapstick holders, I've got a batch sewing tutorial for these. They're super quick to make, and you could probably widen it so that you could have it as an inhaler pouch. It's a lipstick or chapstick. It's got a swivel clip. You could hang it onto your bag or just attach it to your belt loop. I sold 20 of these, and that earned me $160. I sell them for $10 each, or 2 for $15. My reasoning behind that is that I didn't want to just deal with an $8 price tag. $5 was too low. $10 I do feel is a little bit high for one, but it encourages people to buy 2, so therefore it's 2 for $15. At number 8, this has been a really popular product over the last couple of years. I don't make them anymore because they bore me. They are my helping hands card holders. So if you've got arthritic fingers and you can't hold a deck of cards when you're playing, or you're a littlie and you have really tiny little fingers and you can't hold all of the cards when you're playing Skip-Bo or Uno and you've got to pick up 100 cards, these are brilliant because you can actually fan the card around the entire disc. They're made out of DVDs or CDs. I sell these for $15 each. This is the last one, and I have promised myself not to make any more, but they are such a good seller, I really should. For the last year, I only sold 21, but that's because I haven't made any for about 10 months. So I've let the stocks run down, and in the last 6 months, I've probably only had this one left in the shop. So 21 of them at $315. That came in at number 8. If I had have continued to make them, I know this would have been much higher on the list. I'm still thinking about whether or not I just have to suck it up and make some more. but I just don't enjoy doing them. Coming in at number 7, and it's one of my favorite things to sell because they give me a really good profit. Before I show you what that is, in these videos when I bring them to you, some people ask me, why aren't I talking to you about my profits? Other people tell me, why are you telling me about your profits? It's personal information, I shouldn't be telling you. Well, I want everybody to be able to earn a living from the things that they love to do. And over the years, it's been such a well-guarded secret as to how we price our products that I think that we need to change that. So I don't feel like I'm sharing too much personal information. I think I'm just helping guide you as to what profits can be made from a product. But also for those that get a little bit upset that I don't always share the profits, it's only because I forget. So number 7 is a product that is very profitable for me, are these giant utility bags. I've made probably nearly 40 of these. I think I have about a dozen in the store at the moment. They just hang about like this. Customers can have a look and decide for themselves what they want to do with it. It's just a giant boxy bag with nothing on the inside except for some lining. I haven't even got pockets on the inside. I've sold 24 of these, and depending on the size, I sell them anywhere between $35 and $55. These two being the largest size, I sell for $55 each. So for the past 12 months, 24 of those giant utility bags has earned me $1,020. They are really good profits, given that the only expense I have are my zips, my label, my little tags, and a little bit of webbing for the handle. So there's very little expense in this at all. As I said, I sell it for $55. Oh, and there's D-rings as well. I think my costs are less than $2. The rest of my costs are labour, which I do factor into everything that I make. If I get fabric for free, I pay that forward and I don't charge the customer for fabric I don't have to pay for, but I do charge the time it takes to process fabric, especially when it's on swatch samples. So that was the giant utility bags at number 7. At number 6 is another large one, and I really love this product. I received a whole heap of squares early last year sometime, and they were all the same size, so I made soft box bags in this size and shape. This isn't the exact fabric. The original fabric was a corduroy type of pattern, and this is more of a waffle weave type of a pattern, but they're still soft box bags. Once again, there are no pockets on the inside. You've just got the zip on the front, the handles, and there aren't even any D-rings on this. Once again, there is very little in here by way of products that I've actually had to purchase. I've sold 26 of these soft box bags. I sell them for $35 each, which I think now is actually too cheap. I will be putting any bags in that I make in the future will be put up to $45. So 26 of these earned me $950. Most of these were sold online, and a lot of them were actually sold to viewers as well. So that was really good. Unless I get some more of the soft fabric that I had originally, I don't see these doing as well as they did before, because the other fabric was absolutely gorgeous. But we'll see. The main areas where I sell my products are on my website, in my shop, and also through social media. There are a couple of Facebook groups that I'm in, and they're really good for selling handmade items. Most of my products, though, are sold in the shop to tourists. Number 5 on the list is another little one, and it's another great scrap buster. These are my puppy poo pouches. They've got a zip at the front, a little hole in the back for the disposable bags, and then a swivel clip that you can attach to your dog's lead. I was selling these for $15 each. I've had them in the shop for several years now, and sales have really dropped back. So I have dropped them down just in the last couple of months to $10. I'm trying to clear out all the old stock that I have. I probably only have 10 bags left. Once they're all gone, I'm going to refresh the whole lot, put it back to $15, and then hopefully start selling lots more of these again. My puppy poo pouches, I sold 29 of them mostly at $15 each, and that has earned me $395. Next is something that's very new to the shop. I've only started making them again probably about 3 months ago, whereas it was actually one of the very first handmade products that I used to sell in the shop several years ago. I don't know why I stopped making them. These are unlined zippered pouches. All they are sample swatch fabrics that you find in furniture stores. I just use the piece of fabric as it is and don't do anything with it apart from taking the paper off. I pop a zip on the top. I don't care whether I match the zip or if I don't match the zip, I'll just put anything on there. And the only thing that we've got are the zip and a little label at the front. They're unlined and the edges have been overlocked or serged. So they're really quick to make. I sell these unlined zippered pouches for $10 each, which seems quite expensive, but I do encourage customers to purchase 3 for $25, and that seems to work really well. So unlined zippered pouches, just in the last few months, I've sold 32 of those, which has earned me $295. And as I said, they're $10 each or 3 for $25. Coming in at number 3 is an Old Faithful. These are my expandable storage bags. I originally started making these as shoe bags. Chris and I do rock and roll, and we needed some bags to put our dance shoes into. So from that, I started making these expandable bags. The zip opens up from the top to the bottom. Open it out, and you've got loads of room on the inside. So you've got that expanding side section along here. I've been making these for several years now in the shop, and they've been really well received. This year I sold 86 of them, which earned me $595. I sell these for $20 each. I do have a couple of little one-off things and some that are really small that I might have sold for $15. I've classed them as shoe bags or expandable storage bags because they're made the same way, but I didn't price them the same as these because they were much smaller. So that's my expandable shoe bags, coming in at number 3. 86 of them for $595. These ones have slowed down lately quite drastically. I'm going to put the bags down to $15 each, clear out the old stock, and then I'll decide whether or not I'm going to continue to make them. Coming in at number 2, and these are going to overtake number 1 very soon, I think, are an assortment of zippered bags or pouches. So these are different from my zippered boxed bags. I've got this one here that is upholstery fabric at the bottom, vinyl at the top, different colorway on the back. It's lined on the inside, but it doesn't have pockets. None of these do. Again, this one's made out of sample swatch fabric. So I just put pieces back together again and make them into whatever kind of bag I can. And this one here with the center opening zip. It's just a nice flat pouch with the zipper along the center. So an assortment of zippered bags. These range in price from $15 up to about $30. There's not one that sells better than the other. It's just really what a customer picks up and decides they like, and they'll grab it. I've sold 91 of these over the past 12 months, and that has earned me $1,800. And there's one more. I really like this one. Again, it's just sample swatch fabric. I've put matching fabric back together again and just made random sized pouches. Number 1. For those that have been following this series for the last few years, will know exactly which product is at number 1. It's not going to be here for long. So at number 1, we have my supermarket shopping bags. All they are is an unlined tote with a large box corner, webbing for the handles, a label in the front, nothing else involved. Very quick to make, and when I get a real production line happening, I can get these made in under 10 minutes. So that includes cutting, sewing, labels, all of that. I think I've got it down to about 8.5 minutes when I do a big bulk lot. So my supermarket shopping bags, I've been making these, I think for now, for about 6 or 7 years. I've made close to 4,000 of them so far, but in the past 12 months, sales have really slowed down on these. I sell them for $15 each, and in the past 12 months, I've only sold 110, and that has earned me $1,645. In my previous video, I did say I was thinking about putting these down to $10 each. I haven't done that yet, and for some reason, we're only halfway through January and my sales for these products have actually really picked up. I'm kind of in two minds as to whether or not I should be putting the price down. I actually need to make up lots more bags. I still have several rolls of fabric that I need to work through. I'll see how things go anyway. I might make the ugly bags $10, I don't know. Anyway, that is my top 10 bestsellers for one whole year. Now, that's not all that I've sold. I've got 40 to 50 different products in the store at any one time. Sometimes they're just one-off products, especially when it's something I've made for a YouTube video. I'll just take it to the shop and sell it. Let me give you the results from this year compared to last year. Before I do that, I better tell you about my alterations. I also provide an alteration service in the store, and that's mostly for the locals in our community. I had 265 alterations jobs for 2024, and when you consider that each person might bring in 2 or 3 pairs of pants, 95% of what I do is hemming jeans, trousers and t-shirts. So 265 customer jobs, triple that easily, and I've done probably about 800 hems over the past 12 months. Getting a bit tired of it. I have made a decision to cut back on alterations. I'm finding it really difficult to try and get videos up and bags finished and my alterations done as well. So I have decided that all I'm going to do now, as far as my alterations is concerned, is keep it simple. I won't do bridal or formal wear. I've passed that on to another lady. I don't have as clean a workspace as I'd like. Plus I don't need the stress of formal garments. So I'm sticking with hems and a couple of other smaller jobs. That should free up a lot of my time for bag making. Let's hope so. Anyway, 265 alterations jobs for last year. That earned me a total of $7,763 for 1 year in alterations. I'm pretty pleased with that. Now going back to our top 10 products, for 2024, I sold a total of 603 bags, pouches, puppy poo bags, helping hands, all sorts of things. So 603 products I've sold during the year. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. You know, customers will come in, they might buy 2 or 3 products at a time, and you don't imagine that you're going to be selling all of that product over the year. So 603 products, I'm pretty stoked about that. And that came to a total of $10,464 for the whole year just in my handmade range. So you add that $10,500 to the 7 that I did for my alterations. I did a total of $18,227 in income for anything to do with sewing. So whilst I'm not earning enough income to support me full time, it's actually doing pretty good. And then I have to remember that I only have the shop open 3 days a week. So given that, I think my business is doing all right. So if I compare those sales to the same period the year before, which was 2023, total sales and alteration service for 2023 was $19,000. So last year was only about $800 less in total handmade sales. I can attribute that to the decline in my supermarket shopping bags. These ones have really dropped over the last 12 months. If I had much nicer fabric, they'd sell a lot more. If I had a lot more products out there, they would sell a lot more as well. It's all about having labels on your products and having lots of products as well. Even though it seems like it's really overwhelming to have so many things to look at, people like variety. And the quantity of products I sold in 2023 was 786. So that was quite high compared to the 603 that I did last year. In 2023, Chris and I did actually have the shop open 4 days a week, whereas the last 12 months it's only been 3 days a week. It'll also, I think, account for the drop in quantity of products sold as well. The things that I'm doing differently this year, I think I'm going to make lots of bigger products. I did a quick calculation for the 2 top earners, the giant utility bags and the soft boxed bags. I sold a total of 50 of those 2 products alone, which earned me $1,970. That's almost 20% of my entire income from my handmade range. So it's telling me that I need to get lots of bigger products out that have a bigger price tag. It does surprise me that they sell. I still have the mentality that people aren't going to want to buy expensive products, but they are. So bigger products for this year, which will use up bigger pieces of fabric, which will help me reduce some of my stash a little bit better as well, I hope. Puppy poo pouches, I'm going to clear out what I've got and then make a new batch, put the price back up again. Shoe bags, I'm not sure about. And I've got to make some more crossbody bags. Of the 2 top performing crossbody bags, I need to make lots more of those because I know that they will sell really well hanging up outside the store. I hope you've enjoyed this video. There's been a lot. For me, it's been great. I can see exactly what I'm selling every year, what's working for me, what's not working, what the trends are as well. I'm kind of learning about that as I go. So I'm still learning about all of this as I go every year. And it's also having these sales comparisons is also helping keep me accountable for what I do. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I shall catch you next time. Bye for now.